Hi folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video. You can see the time and date on the bottom right of your screen, so don't need to mention it now. There you go. So just a quick video. I will include a video I saw on YouTube. So Alex Ferguson, the hairdryer method in man management. Right. The reason why this is because so many people have said since Ollie became the manager, he learned so much from Fergie. He took notes from the best manager. Yeah, okay. Can anyone honestly say that so far he's shown signs that he learned a thing off Fergie? Anything at all? Is there any signs at all that he learned a thing off Fergie? Yeah, during the last couple of games and during all the games where there have been problems with the team, where you could clearly see there were problems. Ollie sitting down, watching the screen of his iPad or whatever it is. It looks as if he's watching the backdated versions of Lost. Because he seems to be completely and utterly lost while the game's going on. He makes ridiculous decisions, like in that Brighton game, taking off Pogba, taking off Greenwood to put on two defensive players, and then they concede. Why do they concede? Because we've got no attack anymore. He's taking the two teeth out of the lion and the claws, taking the teeth and claws out, and then is surprised that the other creatures are attacking the lion. Ugh. Our defence was struggling already in the game. How could he not see that our defence was struggling already in the game? They hit the crossbar 5 times, or the post 5 times. You couldn't see that there was a problem there, that our defence was a bit weak, that our whole defensive setup in the team was poor. The only thing really keeping them back was the possibility of us hitting them on the break. You take off one of the best passers of the ball and one of the most likely people to score a goal, and then you wonder why suddenly they are full of confidence coming forward now. Yeah, okay, you brought on Fred and you brought on Bailly. Well, what's Bailly going to do with that situation? Really? I mean, when Pasaka is playing poorly, Lindelof is playing poorly, Maguire's playing poorly, Shaw's playing poorly, you bring on Bailly, what's he supposed to do? Fix all of that? Fergie, in this video, runs down the touchline, shouting at his players, gets told off often by referee's third assistant because he runs over the area he's supposed to be able to run into. Right? Trying to tell his players off. Trying to remind them of what their job is, what he's told them to do. He didn't stop. He was always on his feet. Always on his feet. Even at the point of close to retirement, because he was getting old, he was always on his feet. Ollie has no excuses at all. Just sitting down looking at a poxy screen during the game, making stupid decisions all the time. And it is all the time. Look back through videos where people have been commenting on matches in the past through Ollie's reign. They talk about his late substitutions, the way he brings on the wrong players, and when he brings them on, it's the wrong time of the game, and it's too late to have an impact. It's continuous. Yeah, I mean, Jose didn't really get off the bench that much today either. I don't think Van Gaal did either. I mean, Moyes, I couldn't give a damn about. Couldn't care less. Moyes, like Ollie, should never have been given the job. Ollie should never have been given. At least Moyes had managed Everton. and not got them relegated. So Moyes was more in a position to have been offered the job of manager of Man United than Ollie has been. Ollie's managed what? Cardiff got them relegated and Mulder. Jesus Christ. How in any way, shape or form is that qualification to come and manage one of the biggest clubs in the world? It's ridiculously stupid that he was ever given the job. He will last longer. He has lasted longer than Moyes. He's going to last longer than all those other managers. And the reason he's going to last longer is because the simple fact of the matter is the board know that they can get away with keeping him there. That because he's an ex-player who was part of the golden age of Man United, really, certainly most people's memory, he was part of that, winning the European Cup against Bayern, understanding you fight on to the end, that was him. The fans are less likely to go against him. So the board can just do what they want. They're using him. And it's incredibly stupid. They're using him because they can. Because they're in a situation where they don't really want to spend money. And somebody made a point the other day, which is a very good point, actually, that when United don't challenge or don't finish in the top 4 or win Europa to qualify for Champions League, they tend to spend more money in the summer window. I was going to say summer transfer window, but summer window did, so that's why I tried to cancel the transfer bit. But when they've qualified for the Champions League, they always spend a lot less. Well, they've met their achievement, haven't they? Champions League qualification is the aim of the board and the owners. Champions League qualification is where the money comes in. Oh, they know all too well. Win the league brings in money, but the amount of money that they now have to spend to win the league, because people have said, they spent since Fergie left 1 billion on players. Yeah, but most of those players aren't at the club anymore. They're gone. They were sold, but they were sold for less than what they were bought. Most of them. United lost money. Yeah. There wasn't a director of football, so it's just Ed Woodward doing what he does, paying over the odds for players, paying wages that are over the odds, giving contracts to players who should never have been a Man United player in the first place, like Pereira and Jones. It's a ridiculous state of affairs, to say the least. But that money they spent in the past, that's gone. Forget that. It doesn't matter. They spent it on the wrong players for the club at the time, for what the club needed at the time, and for what the managers that came in then wanted. Although, they didn't spend enough. Because certainly when Louis van Gaal came in, I said in the video the other day, Louis van Gaal got a lot of attacking players, didn't get the defenders that he needed. Now, if they'd have brought in 2 central defenders as well as Di Maria and the other players that were brought in, then you could have said that he would have been quite happy and that things would have been very, very different for his time at United. But they didn't do that. They left him with an incredibly weak defence. Now, what did they do when Jose first came in? Not a lot, really. Not a lot. They did bring in, during Jose's time, Brian Lindelof. Now, Brian Lindelof, compared to Jones and Smalling, looked good. But compared to Jones and Smalling, they don't look good compared to the best defenders in the world. They don't. I say I like Bailly, and I think Bailly should be given a really good chance. to be in this team. I think he's far better than Lindelof. But there you go. That's what I think. Well, I mean, to me, he's like Vidic, and because he's like Vidic, we miss that at the moment. I mean, having someone at the back that's going to be putting in the crunching tackles, that should inspire the rest of the team to press a bit more and to put in a bit more effort, which is why I think at the moment he should be playing. I think if the team is playing well, you don't necessarily need Bailly. You can go with Lindelof because Lindelof will be a bit calmer. He won't be making those sort of rash challenges. But at the moment, those sort of challenges are needed. So, yeah. Anyway. I just saw that. I didn't even watch the video of the hairdryer method in man management because I think I've probably seen it before. It's nearly 8 minutes long. So as I said, I didn't watch it. I just saw it. It's there to watch from soccer perspective. Put on 4 months ago, apparently. So, but it's been put on by other people before, or variations of it. So I didn't watch it. I just saw it there, and I was like, "Well, come on." Ollie was supposed to have learned a lot from Alex Ferguson. So why didn't he learn any of that man management technique? I'm not talking about being a hairdryer necessarily, but at least getting up and trying to communicate with the players during the game. At least being involved in the match during the game. You are the manager. You're not just a manager when the team isn't playing. You're supposed to be the manager throughout the whole process. You already fluffs it at the most important time when you're actually playing the game. He stops being the manager. He stops managing the team at that point in time. I don't know who he's expecting to manage the team. Bruno, possibly. Because certainly when Bruno first came in, he was the one managing the team on the pitch. Maybe Ollie's just leaving it down to Bruno to continue doing that on the pitch. But in which case, sack Ollie. Don't need him. Just don't need him because if he's not going to manage during the game, if he's going to let Bruno be the manager during the game, have Bruno as player manager. Pay him his wage as a player and pay him another wage as a manager. That's the reality of the situation. Just do that. Just do that. I'll include 2 videos actually because the kickoff thing I was talking about, where I think I saw the other day, that's have Man United been exposed for lacking title ambition. I'll include that video as well as the Sir Alex Ferguson one on this one. So they're good watches. They're worth watching. So you take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.